buzzing. What's it doing?
The lady said the last.
Oh yeah.
Well, we'll get introductions going. Like you just plugging that in. Thank you guys for coming. My name's Caleb Wells, owner of HLC Insurance. We want to thank the library for letting us do this. I know book club was this morning. I don't know how many people attended, but I'm one of the people that should start attending. Then we want to thank our sponsors, Moony's Coffee for Moony's Coffee this morning, our coffee sponsor. And then I think we'll turn it over to Maggie Johnson and Liz Jenneru with Moony's Coffee.
Thanks. I don't know how close I need to hold this, so if you can't hear us, let us know. But I'm Liz, and this is Maggie. We're the owners of Moony's Coffee. It is a coffee shop in downtown St. Joseph, and then we also have a mobile coffee service, a stand, and a pop-up. So we'll just tell you guys a little bit about ourselves and how we met. So, sorry. So we're actually not twins and we're not sisters. We get that all the time. We met in our sorority in college. We both went to Missouri Western, but I graduated from DeKalb High School. I went to Missouri Western and got a bachelor's in psychology, and then I'm currently pursuing my master's in school counseling as well. I did quit my 9-to-5 to work part-time serving so that I would have more time to do coffee. So that's basically my more than full-time job right now. And then
I'm Maggie Johnson. I went to Savannah High School, and I also went to Missouri Western, obviously, because that's where we met. I have a bachelor's in health and exercise science, and then an associate's in physical therapy assistant. So I currently work part-time. It keeps getting more part-time, like as the months go by. I work at a pediatric therapy clinic right now, but I think that's it. I don't know. We're just super busy right now with how well this is going. So couldn't be happier. But, okay. A question that we get a lot is, why did we pick coffee? Because there's so many coffee vendors, especially in St. Joe. I just feel like it keeps growing and growing. We have experience with various other pop-ups that we've done before. Whenever we first met, I was doing henna tattoos at like festivals and stuff. I did that to like raise money for Young Life camps and stuff like that. And then she was selling vintage clothing as a pop-up too. So then we kind of came together and did henna tattoos and vintage clothing. So that was pretty cool. And we did that one day, and we were like, we saw somebody have a mobile bar, and they were like bartending, or you could just rent out the bar yourself and use it as your own. And we were like, that's kind of cool. Maybe we should do something like that. But yeah, Liz opened a coffee shop in her high school actually, and it's still running. So that's pretty cool. I don't know if you want to say anything about that.
Not really. I don't know. It was really fun, and obviously it was not close to the coffee that we have at our shop. But just goes to say, we've always been entrepreneurs like our whole life, so we just got kind of lucky meeting each other, and we just felt inspired to do something, but we didn't know what. And then we saw the bar, didn't want a liquor license, that's for sure. So we decided coffee.
Yeah. And now, once we got into the coffee and dove into it, it's been a really great creative outlet for ourselves. We've kind of always been creative people, and it's super cool kind of making up drinks and names and everything else like that. So now we're very passionate about it.
So we did originate as a mobile pop-up. We were set up in a very ugly white tent outside of Baumgar's for maybe a year. We started that in 2024. The first setup we had was at the Savannah High School. We emailed them like a week before their homecoming, and we didn't even have any supplies. And we were like, hey, can we set up next week at your homecoming? And they were like, sure. So then we made a really big Amazon order and set up the following week. And then I think the next slide might be some pictures. Oh, just kidding. Yeah. So that's just more about it. That was us at our first setup. We have really great friends, people that made the balloon arch for us. They came and helped us set up. Other friends volunteered to work with us that day too. But yeah, we just didn't even have any. Obviously, we were doing the henna stand without making any profit. We were just doing it just for fun. So we just used our own money to buy the equipment, and then we set up, and that was it.
Yeah. Something I don't know that I didn't even think about putting on here is like in that time of asking the Savannah High School to set up, we also had to figure out the the state of Missouri becoming a business, you know, everything in that. So that was a lot of fun for us too. Upgrading. I feel like we've been upgrading fairly quickly that we started as that mobile stand and then that was in 2024. Our first day was September 20th. We purchased a trailer February of 2025. Um, and so that's our trailer that we started out with. We got it off of Facebook Marketplace and we painted it ourselves and put a window in it and built everything ourselves with the help of our friends and family, of course. Let's see. Limitations of a pop-up stand. The pop-up stand had to go very quickly. We were set up in the Baumgars parking lot, and as you guys know, like that is flat terrain. Like, so if it was windy at all, we have videos of ourselves like tearing down when the tent is flying in the air because it's so windy. Rain, you know, we were so limited on when we could open and, you know, who would come get a coffee in the pouring rain from a tent on the side of the road. So it's very laborious as well. We have to carry everything and put it back in the cars, back in the garage and do it all over again. Um, and it just didn't look very professional because I personally wouldn't stop at a tent and buy anything probably if it's not like a pop-up stand like a flea market or something. So yeah, we got the trailer so we could be more efficient.
It's just some pictures, I think. So there's us and our family helping us build the trailer, and then that is we were at the Red Rally, but so we had the trailer for about a year. We still have it. If you want to go to the next one.
Yeah.
Thanks. And then after having the trailer for a year, we still really liked the trailer. I think we just decided we wanted to do more, and the trailer was limiting us still. We have a lot of big dreams, so we like to take risks and upgrade fast. So we opened our shop at 510 Edmond on Valentine's Day. Best day ever. I think we spoke to like 500 people that day. It was crazy. But yeah, that was really successful. That's fine.
I didn't know if you wanted to speak more.
No.
But yeah, we had our trailer and honestly, I don't know. I just remembered this as we were sitting there that somebody came to us and was like, "What are you going to do over the winter with your trailer?" Because that's a problem we faced last year is we were setting up at the Christmas lights freezing cold and we were like that's just not going to work. And we posted something one day like who knows, something might be coming. We had nothing going on. That's
a lie.
If you watched the Hannah Montana thing last night, she just said that she just made up something beforehand and then it came true, and I think that's what happened. So then Amanda with the interior shop reached out and was like, "Hey, I have a building. Would you guys like to come look at it?" When we weren't even really thinking of a brick and mortar at that time.
We were, like, trying to scheme up a drive-through.
Yeah.
Anything we could do. It was like 2 months before winter, so
yeah,
they said that and we were like, "What are we gonna do?" So yeah, lucky.
Just yeah, it's just crazy. Some of the services that we provide, we have the mobile trailer and we take that to weddings, parties, festivals, schools. We also have the pop-up stand still. So like right now it's set up at Mosaic. We do corporate events, schools, special events like that. And we also have the self-serve station that we provide for you guys here. And then why would you pick us out over everyone else? We make all of our syrups house made. besides the sugar-free ones right now because it's really hard. We provide intentional taste testing, so I feel like we have pretty good taste buds. So we try everything. We put all of our all of our flavors together to make some pretty cool drinks. And I feel like we're pretty personable with our customer services. So I don't know.
I also wanted to add the personal customer service. Maggie works very hard to answer all of the Facebook messages. They are very overwhelming sometimes. So I feel like that's a very like personal service that you might not get. You can't message Starbucks on Facebook and say, hey, make me this. I'll be there in 10 minutes. So that's something that we offer, and we really try to keep that going. And we like talking to people and seeing their posts and everything. So I like that about us. I think that's a little different.
Yeah.
So of course we have even more ridiculous goals than we already had. So we would like to open more storefronts in other locations. We're trying to think of places that aren't already oversaturated, like St. Joseph with coffee shops, even though we love St. Joseph. So maybe like some smaller towns, college towns, places like that. And then we would like for the shop that we currently have to run independently. There's people there running it for us right now, but not totally obviously independent yet. And then we would also like to open a second trailer. This trailer that we have now, it's cute and we love it, but we built it ourselves. Don't know how much longer it's going to last. So we're actually looking tomorrow at a bus, but we would like to have eventually two. And then we have been working on making a brunch menu. So we are trying to find like local vendors, bakers to make that a possibility for us. And we are also interested in nighttime events. We chose the name Moony's originally because we wanted to be open at night for like night shift workers, nurses, places like that. So we are hoping to have the opportunity soon to do that.
Some of our challenges. We could only think of 3. So but I know there's been a lot more. Training our employees has been pretty difficult for us because it's like we're pretty used to working together and we mesh well together. So it's kind of hard to say what we do all the time and just let someone else do it. And
our process
yeah,
is hard.
yeah, it's so we've gotten better at trying to put everything in a list and put it all together so they know. Accounting has been difficult for us because we both have some shopping problems, but it's just hard as a business, when you start out as a tent and we're happy about making $50 a day to going to make $1,000 a day. Like it's just, and the expenses just grow and grow and grow as the business grows. I'm sure you all know that. So that's pretty difficult. We actually are meeting with Snook Books from the last, I think that was 2 weeks ago. She came here to help us with that. And then time management is a challenge for us. We both she has full-time school and jobs. I don't know. You guys know owning a business just takes a lot of your time. So that's been pretty hard and difficult for us. And we're chronically late to everything.
Because we're busy.
Yeah, we really try. I think,
I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. So, this is our link tree that we made so you can scan the QR code and it has, our menu, I think directions to our shop, our socials and things like that. And then our email, mooniescoffee0@gmail, and then our phone number where you can text us, of course, and message us on Facebook or Instagram as well. Thank you.
thank you.
Yes.
What have you noticed the difference from moving from the mobile bar to a brick and mortar? Like, has there been like something that was going to be easier? Like, oh wait a minute, that's harder than I thought it was going to be, or something like this is way more smoother than I thought it was going to be. Talk to that process.
Should we go first?
Yeah,
We can
I
both
have
say one.
something, I think. The thing that I thought would be difficult is I I didn't know exactly how the coffee scene downtown would be for us, to be honest. Um, so the I thought it would be easier to have the trailer out where people can see it, and I thought that that would be running and making our rent for the shop, and it has been completely the opposite. So that's something that I don't know is running much more smoothly than I thought it would. That the shop is doing pretty well, honestly. I don't know what else.
Yeah, like we expected the trailer to still be as successful as it was kind of like didn't have my hopes high that people would really care to come down to the shop. Like we would just get lucky and people would come there, but most of our revenue would be from the trailer. But it's actually the opposite, which is good. That's a good thing. But now we're just kind of like, what do we do with this trailer that we have? But yeah, and then I think also it's easier. So really we haven't had a lot of problems at the shop, just easier mostly. Having all of our stuff together instead of like having to have things in the trailer, have things at our house. You have to worry about it freezing or getting too hot and melting. So that's really nice to have a place to store everything and make stuff. Yeah.
I'm familiar with your space, so it's a perfect space.
It's beautiful, yeah.
The only challenge I would say is, the drive-through aspect.
Mm-hmm.
So, two things. One, could you knock a window out and in that alley? Possible, right? Just for me, I'm like a busy person. I mean, we're all busy, but I'm lazy, so it's like, okay, I'm gonna drive all the time, kind of a guy.
Right.
But I can.
Thanks.
And then also, like your trailer, can you park it across the street and leave it there without it getting stolen, things like that? But I mean, that's a big old billboard for everybody downtown. And they just drive right past your street
Right.
and then not see the sign. So.
Yeah, that's about the trailer is originally what we thought. We are it's parked at her house right now, but she has a big purple trailer in her driveway. Not everybody really likes that. So we have been like trying to search for somewhere that's convenient for us to park it. And we did before we opened the shop. We actually parked the trailer in front of it and sold out of it to just get people like used to coming to the location and things like that. So we are looking for somewhere to park it still though. That's more convenient. But, on the drive-through window, that's a question for Amanda, our landlord. But we do have really convenient parking, and we have 30-minute pickup parking in the front. So we're trying to work on getting some sort of website or pickup order thing so that we have a good amount of employees now, and so that they can like start bringing drinks out to cars at the very least or something like that. Yeah.
I imagine that you tried a bunch of different coffees at different coffee shops around town.
Yeah.
Whose coffee in town you say that yours is closest to for flavor?
For flavor.
I honestly, I don't know. Whenever I go somewhere else, I feel like everyone just tastes so much different, so different. I don't know. I don't honestly think that our coffee is very comparable to anybody else right now. Like not even
Just like the style of it.
yeah, just the style of it I feel like is a lot different, and the house made flavors are different as well, because we really try to like we'll find a recipe on TikTok, and then we'll tweak it to make it our own, so then it has its own taste. So I don't know. Unless you can think. Yeah.
Makaska, I think, does also, our neighbor, does also make their own syrups, but I think that they also, like, just their espresso blend and things like that are very different, which we did used to get our beans from them. And even then, it tasted different when we were using their beans, and we both make our own syrups. So, yeah, I just think it's pretty unique, which our syrups really aren't that hard to make, so I don't know why they taste different. But, yeah, I can't think of anything. Yeah.
Are you going to have like where you can do deliveries or maybe be on DoorDash?
We do need to get on DoorDash. My husband's been like really on me to get on DoorDash, but we have done a few deliveries before. We did one day.
If anybody signed up for our what turned into a 12-hour delivery service where we did not expect, we posted on Facebook, we're going to be doing free deliveries. Poor choice. And by that night we had and we were going to leave it open for the whole week, and we'd do the deliveries on like a Friday. By that night we had like 60 orders. We were making spreadsheets, organizing the addresses and the times, and it was crazy. We started at 6 a.m. maybe, I don't know, earlier, and we didn't get done until 4 or 5 p.m. that night.
We had like 25 people ordered coffee for 8 a.m. delivery. And it was, I don't know.
I didn't know St.
think
Joe
that
was such a big town.
Yeah,
but
I didn't think that it would take 10 to 15 minutes to get from house to house for one coffee. So people were getting their coffees at like 2 p.m. when they ordered.
But they
it
were
for
so
9.
nice. They were so nice.
And we gave refunds and everything else to try to make it better. But long story short, we
Don't
have
do
not
that.
figured out.
We would like to, though.
For like Mosaic and things like that, we've done a delivery for the night shift workers because I feel like they get overlooked sometimes. Like people set up to sell coffee at Mosaic during the day, but not at night. But yeah.
There's 2 in the same spot.
You guys rock paper scissors.
I have 2 questions. First one being, what do you guys do for marketing? And 2, I'm highly considering doing a pop-up coffee shop myself.
Yeah.
At some point.
Oh, great. You can have our drink.
Like hoops to jump through, like through the city and all that stuff. So what does that look like for you guys?
Yeah. Marketing strategy so far has just been post stuff and hope people see it mostly.
Yeah. We
But-
have like a lot of friends, luckily. So lots of people share our stuff. Didn't expect Facebook to be our biggest opportunity, but
Yeah.
it really has. I think that goes with like our audience that we didn't expect would be on Facebook, but they really are. So that we just have gotten lucky. We haven't really done anything like
Yeah, trying to grow the TikTok and Instagram, but it's working kind of
For us.
slowly. But some of the hoops that we've had to jump through, honestly, the mobile stand was the easiest thing to start with the city and everything. Honestly, we went in, we said, "Hey, we're thinking of starting a coffee stand. What do we need?" And they pulled a brochure out of a cabinet and gave it to us. Had everything that we needed, so we just bought everything on Amazon and we had it.
yeah. We got it done in a week, so
Yeah.
it didn't take very much.
Otherwise, and then the trailer, we just knew we needed basically the same thing from the stand. So just more trailer like. I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. So then that's been our hardship with moving to a brick and mortar because we thought that we could just put basically the trailer into the shop, and that's not how it goes. So yeah, that's my answer. I don't know.
Yeah. Sounds good to me.
Did you? Sorry.
We'll go you first, yeah.
What have you found to be the unique challenges and benefits of having a brick and mortar downtown?
Challenges was definitely the getting started part. It's a long process and we're really impatient. So we keep trying to rush things and eventually we had to just stop and wait. So I think that has been our biggest challenge is not trying to not do too much since we have so much space and we're so excited and we want to do all this stuff. But yeah, trying to make sure we keep things like the way they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
Do you know like a benefit?
Benefit of the brick and mortar is definitely having a home base and for our mobile stands. Honestly, I didn't realize like we had stuff spread between my house and her mom's house and my mom's house. Like it was just everywhere. So now that everything's in one space, we have everything so much more organized to help with our poor time management that we struggle with a lot. So I don't know what else. Also, like the trailer, sometimes people wouldn't see our schedule, and so they would never know where we were. Now people know where we're gonna be in our hours all the time. So that's a benefit.
But look at how well you've done. Saying you don't have time management, but you probably have more time management than you think you do.
We've been
Yeah,
forced
I
to.
think it's more of just a lack of time, period. Like there's
Yeah.
just so
Thank you.
thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. This time.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Is there a way to use the trailer as a drive-through, whether it's downtown or somewhere else where you can just,
That was initially our that was initially our plan before we even got the shop was we were just trying to find a parking lot big enough for like people to drive through and there be a line because there at that point we were getting pretty big lines just standing there. So we have done that, but that's kind of our problem, like with what we said is now, since we're setting up the trailer, people aren't going there as much since we have the shop. So maybe if we did like market that it was a drive-through option, that would get it some more
I just worry about
business.
the logistics of that. Like the trailer, I don't know, the window is up higher than like a car window. So then we'd have to have someone outside, which is fine if it's nice out. But, you know, in the winter time and stuff, that wouldn't work. But I think we could probably make it work. And I'm worried if somebody drives by too close, the trailer just fall apart.
So talk about partnership. You guys are as cute as can be.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh. Talk about partnership. Have you guys kind of figured out your roles in this? And talk about that a bit. 'Cause many of us would like cringe at
Yeah.
partnerships.
Yeah.
How have you figured it out?
We like met and then like I don't know, we met and I was getting married and I was like, be in my wedding now. Like I don't know, we've just always kind of meshed very well together, our personalities,
Yeah.
I feel like. And then we worked at Texas Roadhouse together. We forgot to mention that, but separately. She quit and then I was there, you know, just back.
Whatever.
No,
But
sorry.
no, it's okay. So yeah, I think we're just like we're good at communicating with each other. We're very honest with each other, but we also are just lucky enough to share like the same vision, I think. So there's really not much that we disagree on.
And if we do, we're very good at like hearing the other one out and knowing that if I feel a certain way that she's not taking it wrong or the opposite way, you know. And like with our past at working at a restaurant and things like that, we know the urgency. We know how to work around somebody and like be looking for what needs done next. That's been something that's really helpful for us, I feel like.
Yeah.
I think the Texas Roadhouse brought up a cool point. So I'm a server too, and I realized that like standard operating procedures are like key. Like,
Yeah.
you don't start your day off with those. When you're stressed, you're not going to be ready. Everything's going to fall through. How long is it taking you to figure out like your standard operating procedures?
I think we're like really still figuring it out. I feel like we have been just flying by the seat of our pants mostly this whole time until we started to get employees and they're standing there waiting for us to tell them what to do. And what we usually do is we both go in and just start running around and doing random stuff. So I think now we're like, we have to make an opening list and a closing list and like, recipes for everything. So I think we're figuring that out right now. And I do think it really shows, like, you can tell when we're organized and when we're not, and when we have processes and when we don't. But
it's really, I don't know. But since we opened the first time, the first opening, we realized like, oh my goodness, we have to do this, this, and this before we can even stand up the table. So we both personally made our own list. You know, I don't know, business owners, you always have a list. You wake up in the middle of the night, oh, I need to do that. So I don't know. I feel like, I don't know, putting it into a list for our employees has really set it in stone as to what we need to do. But
I think they hold us accountable more because we don't want to let them down or let them know that we're like really making stuff up as we go. So
Well, yeah, similar to that. So two things on that partnership thing. Yeah, I had a partner that just like you guys, like we were best buds and friends. And yeah, I just decided he wanted to go a different direction, and so that was a shock because we were on the road path. So yeah, to your point, communicate well. Like if you're thinking, hey, I'm not sure if this is going to be where I want to be. A year from now or 6 months, talk it out, like plan. Because we didn't have a plan, and that sucked.
yeah.
But to his point, yeah, it's something that all business owners have a hard time with is letting go of the control. Like, so don't get into the habit of, you know what, I'll just do it. I'll just do it. You know, get your employees to.
That is.
So that'll give you the ability to, like Isaac was saying, step away a little bit, trust them to.
Yeah.
That has been hard for us.
Yeah.
If we go out of town the whole time, I'm like checking the sales, texting them, like trying to figure out, are you guys okay?
Leave us alone.
You need that, right?
Yeah.
You want to be able to trust them.
Yeah. Which I think they're figuring it out, and we're figuring it out with them as we go. So it's working out.
I think that's all the time.
Thank you.
If anyone else has any other questions, so.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thanks for the coffee, almost.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Is there a way to do both of them?